Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and TuneIn. Now, here's your host, Chris Palme.
Hi, Chris, I cannot hear you for some reason. I'm wondering. I know, I'm so sorry.
No, okay. All right, guys, I apologize. Hopefully we'll have this resolved soon. Just 1 second.
I can hear you now. I can hear you
perfect.
now.
Perfect. Yeah, we had some
Awesome.
audio issues last night too, but I told people in TV, in radio, live streamed, or even in the music industry, sometimes technical glitches happen too.
Absolutely. And you're amazing. You fixed it very quickly. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm keeping busy with my media work and getting opportunities, and I'm just glad you were able to come back on again. And I want to say congratulations on your latest single, Wonky Tonk.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me back again. It's an honor.
How's the anthem singing too? Are you going around to both ballparks around Nashville and still doing that?
Yes, yeah. Not too long ago, I got to go back to the Sounds. That's a minor league baseball team here in Nashville, Tennessee, and got to sing the anthem for them. It was so much fun as always.
What's that feeling like doing that?
It's humbling. It's one of the hardest songs to sing, and I love it. I love getting the opportunity but I still shake in my boots when I do it, because you don't want to mess it up.
I like to hear you come down to Canada one day and perform and also sing our national anthem, "Old Canada."
Yes, that would be awesome. I would love to do that, especially for a hockey game.
Absolutely, and actually, we got football here too. So if you want to come down to a Canadian Football League game, I'll see what I can do because I'm in connections with the one team, the Toronto Argonauts. I do some media work with.
Oh, that'd be great. That would be very
So,
cool.
but hey, before we get into questions, I wanted to ask you, Rachel, how your experience with that Cedar Point recently.
It was great. It wasn't too hot yet, which was nice. But we had a blast. Always fun just being able to sing and do your thing and get on some roller coasters as well. Can't go wrong.
I'll be honest, I'm not a roller coaster guy, but I like their water park.
Oh, the water park is great. So is their beach. They didn't have it open yet. It was after Memorial Day that they opened the water park and the beach, but we'll be going back there in the middle of July, so everything will be fully open.
July 15th to the 21st.
Yes, you got it.
Try to do my homework and how did the people how was the audience there?
It was great. Sometimes that area, because I was at Backbeat, it is like fenced off, on that walkway. So it can be hard for people to feel like they can come in if they're not eating at Backbeat. But we had a great turnout, great audience. I have just so many friends that I've made being able to do this residency for 5 years now. And so many people showed up and it was amazing and can't wait for July. We'll actually be at the farmhouse stage. So further
I know
down by
that.
Maverick and Steel Vengeance. So more people will be able to feel like probably they can come and enjoy music with us.
How long is your average performance? Like they're about 2 hours, hour?
Um, so it's broken up into 25-minute sets and there's 6 of them.
Okay.
So, gosh, was that almost 3 hours? If you smash it together, but I have 35-minute breaks in between the 25-minute sets, with the exception of a longer break after my third set so that I have time to go grab a meal.
Well, you're at Cedar Point. What was your favorite roller coaster to go on, and what was some of your favorite food there?
I love the burrito bowl place. That is really delicious. And I'm a fan of Backbeat as well. Their pulled pork, the chicken wings are really good. And I'm excited to be close to Farmhouse because it can be tricky trying to walk all the way down there in time to get in line, get your food, eat, and then get back to the stage. But Steel Vengeance, Millennium, and Gatekeeper are my favorite rides.
I haven't been there since 2017, so I'm gonna have to try to get back there this summer.
Yes, please let me know if you can.
Absolutely. I'm gonna give you a story. My first time there, I think it was at 2000, and I got me and my friend went there like at 8 in the morning when the park opened, and then at 11 o'clock at night, I couldn't remember where my car was parked, and I actually had
Oh,
to have the police try to help me find the vehicle, and then we ended up finding it. But it's
oh,
just when you spend 12 hours there, 13 hours, and it's such a huge site, you can legitimately. And back then they didn't have fobs; they hit the alarm for your car and that.
oh, yes. Oh my gosh, man. Because we've played at all different times of Cedar Point, and sometimes it was over 4th of July weekend, which is absolutely madness. So many people are there. Um, at the time, I had to bring the trailer on my truck, and my goodness, trying to find parking for the truck and the trailer was a nightmare. Gosh, one of the members of my team had to park insanely far away and walk all that way to try to get it to the stage in time for us. I mean, it's huge. It's huge.
I thought for their performers, they're like yourself and other musicians, they would actually have some kind of reserved parking for bands.
So they do have like a side employee only parking area, but it is not conducive for a trailer. So it's like one vehicle with nothing behind it, So um, that was not an option for us. So that was unfortunate. That was hard.
What One thing about Sandusky, Ohio, is being off the lake, obviously. The weather can change just like that. And in July and August, it gets humid. It gets into the 90s and the hundreds there.
Yes, and one of the cool things about Cedar is that they really pay attention to the heat index. So, especially during those months, which we've played many times in July and August, um, if the heat index gets to a certain point, there's thresholds, and then they cut our set by 5 minutes, by 10 minutes, and so on and
Okay.
so forth. Um, because they don't need people passing out, you know, which is
I did.
good.
I actually did that at a NASCAR event in 2002 in Brooklyn, Michigan. There was
Oh,
110,000 people there, but I did not wear light colors that day. I ended up wearing dark colors and didn't drink enough water, and I ended up in the medical tent for about 2.5, 3 hours.
oh no. Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
So yeah, that was kind of scary, but I've learned my lesson that anytime I go to somewhere that's going to be hot and humid, make sure you drink your water and make sure you wear
Yes,
lighter colors, not dark colors in heat.
absolutely. Yes.
But overall, how do you like the whole area of Sandusky, Ohio?
Oh, it's great. I love driving around the town. I actually got to go downtown this time and walked around the docks. And one of our favorite things to do is to go to Tops, where the actual factory is on Venice, and get ice cream.
Oh, what flavor?
Oh man,
Put
they
you on the
have
spot.
they have like 50, and it's so hard to pick. But they have one. It's a um, Living Dangerously. It's a dark chocolate ice cream with marshmallow and like chocolate truffle chunks. And then there's a bourbon uh, buttercream truffle. And I usually pick one of each and put it on a cone.
Hard or soft ice cream?
Um, that's an interesting question. I don't believe it's soft serve.
Okay. I like both, but I like Moose Tracks, which has Reese's peanut
Mm,
butter cups in it and caramel.
yes.
And yeah, so you've heard of Moose Tracks.
Oh, yes. That
Oh
is
yeah,
a
it's
good
good.
one.
Now I have craving for ice cream. But before
Right.
we get to some questions, Rachel, how long of a drive is it from the Nashville, Tennessee area to Sandusky, Ohio?
I would say it's 7.5, and that does not include the time change. So in Nashville, we're at Central, and Sandusky's in Eastern. So, it's a little bit of a haul, but nothing crazy.
The good thing about these phones, they usually are good about changing time in the zones. It's just your clock in your car and also your watches, you get to change over as well. But an hour
Yeah.
is not too bad. Hour's not too bad.
Mm-mm. No, it's great. Yeah, we
That's
usually get to come in the night before. And then our first day at Cedar is a super early load in sound check. So we have to be there at 6 a.m. And then however long it takes us to get everything together and checked, set up. And then we usually have like maybe 2.5 hours to go back to the hotel, and then we have to be back at our stage and perform that day. So that's the longest day, but
People don't realize how much work there is in a setup. doing the sound checks, audio, everything before you guys go live.
Yes, yeah. You know, it still is work, even though it's fun work. And some things can go wrong, technical things happen all the time. And so, however long it takes you to figure it out, could be a couple hours, could be 10 minutes, you just never know.
But I can tell how passionate you are about your music, just like I'm passionate about what I'm doing here with radio as well.
Yes, absolutely. You're kicking
So,
booty.
like, sometimes a 12-hour, 13-hour day sounds long, but when it's something that you really love and have a passion for, the time just flies by.
Yes, that is right.
So, all right. Well, we're going to get into some questions. And the first one I wanted to ask you about, Rachel, tell my audience about your latest single, Wonky Tonk, which was just released on May 31st.
Yes, I'm teleporting you back to 90s country, baby. And I wrote this with Timothy Baker. He's one third of the band Old Hickory. And I had this idea and I pitched it to him when we were writing. And he immediately, I could see the wheels turning in his head, and he came up with this really fun guitar lick and drive, and this song spilled out, which doesn't happen very often, and we just had so much fun writing it. And we wrote it quite a few years ago, but I'm a little bit behind on some of my recordings because it does cost a lot of money to record. But finally got to record this one, and so happy to share it with you.
How did you come up with the name Wonky Tonk?
You're always, as a songwriter, trying to think of different ways to say the same thing. And I've always said the word wonky. Oh, that's a little bit wonky, and then it just hit me one day. I was just like, honky tonk. Well, maybe we're getting wonky tonk, because it's like that idea of Dirk Bentley sideways, or you know what I'm saying? And I was like, that's a really cool idea. I'm always, I have like 800 plus ideas in my idea notes, at any given time. So you're always just collecting lines, titles, whether it's a melody that just pops in your head, and you try to find the right person to write it with, because it won't be for everybody. Sometimes you have a great idea, but the person you pitch it to, they don't get it. And that's fine. You don't want to write it with somebody that doesn't understand it or isn't into it, because it won't come out right. And you hope that when you pitch an idea, that the person in the room with you gets it, or doesn't. You just move on to the next idea.
How long did it take you to write this song?
I would say like not even an hour, which is really rare. I mean, typically songwriting sessions in Nashville, you put like a 3-hour block time, typically. Okay. It depends on where you're writing to. Like, are you writing in a room where, you're booked from 10 to 1, but then somebody's coming in after you. So then you have to be done, not necessarily with the song, but with your session that day. And if you haven't finished the song, you just book another session with that person. And sometimes, gosh, it takes years to write a song. I know Gretchen Peters, it took her off and on 7 years to write Independence Day, which was a huge hit for Martina. So just because you write a song fast doesn't mean it's always going to be good, but sometimes it just pops out and it is great. And sometimes it takes you 7 years and it's still great. It just depends.
When you performed the song first, did you do it in front of family and friends first?
No, I don't. My favorite thing to do, I get to put together my very own round at the Bluebird Cafe once a year. And it's fun to play new songs for the audience at Bluebird or at any of my gigs in front of real people that consume music, not that my family and friends don't, but I feel like sometimes you can, when they know you, sometimes their opinion of something can be skewed. And you want honest feedback. You don't want people to tell you all the time, oh, that's great. That's great. No, you want honest feedback. And you can tell when the audience lights up, when they're trying to sing the song, the second verse, when they come running up to you after you've performed the song and go, how can I find this song? That tells you so much more than anything. So that's my process typically. I don't think everything I write is great. I'm not one of those songwriters. And so, but you get feelings when you do write certain songs. You're like, wow, this is really special. I have a feeling this is going to be awesome, And then I also have mentors. I have a couple of trusted mentors in the music industry that I will play demos for, because not everyone can hear through a demo. Some people have to listen to the fully produced product before they get it. Even some music industry people, which is fine. But there's some people in the industry that can literally hear through a guitar vocal or a demo and go, wow, this is a hit song. Wow. And sometimes, not everyone's right all the time. And sometimes the people speak, in music industry, people didn't like that song, and that's okay. But if we could play it out at gigs, that speaks volumes.
Did you test it out in Sandusky, or are you saving that for your July appearance?
So I did play it in May, and I was like, guys, this brand new song coming out, you're the first to hear it,
Awesome.
And it went really well. So excited. I'll do that again because I have another song ready to go that will not be out yet by July, but we're going to market this song for a few months, and but I have another one coming out probably August, September, that I will also play in July. And if you're at Cedar Point, you'll be able to hear it first.
Okay. Since your song came out May 31st, how many, obviously you're doing one with me today, but how much media appearances have you done with promoting your new song, Wonky Tonk?
This is my third one since Friday. So anything and everything that I can get my hands on that people, oh, sorry, this is the fourth because we were on TV last week before the single even came out. So a local Nashville channel, but yeah, anything and everything to get it out there.
And I see it's already on Spotify too.
Yes. Yes.
And it's going to air probably for the first time in Canada today too, if you're okay having me air the song right now.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Just to make sure, because YouTube and Facebook, do I have permission to play your song Wonky Tonk?
Yes, you do.
Because as a musician, how strict copyright music is on social media.
Absolutely.
All right, 1 second, and just let me know if you can hear the volume good. All right, guys, this is our Wonky Tonk by my friend Rachel Lipsky, and we're going to play it right now. Just give me 1 second. And just once, I got so many things on my screensaver. Just 1 second. Thank you so much, Rachel. And please remember to subscribe to Rachel Lipsky's YouTube channel.
Most of the time I walk in a straight line. Ain't always the one the good time bug will bite. And then I lay down my inner rebel. Play with fire, hold hands with the devil. And I'm long overdue. So tonight, I'm getting wonky tonk. Gonna drink more than plenty, maybe far too many. I'm calling all the shots. Yeah, tomorrow I'll need the hair of the dog. So tonight I'm getting wonky tonk. I'm gonna paint the town red, white, and perhaps red and blue. Wanna watch the world spin as I sit on this bar stool. I'll be slurring my words and start just to stutter. Stumble in a bar and night and one another. And they'll have to carry me home. 'Cause tonight I'm getting wonky tonk. Wanna drink more than plenty, maybe far too many. I'm calling all the shots. Yeah, tomorrow I'll need the hair of the dog. Yeah, tonight I'm getting wonky tonk. Gonna drink more than plenty, maybe far too many. I'm calling all the shots. Yeah, tomorrow I'll be the hair of the dog. So tonight I'm getting wonky tonk. Yeah, tonight I'm getting wonky tonk. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Very catchy song, Rachel.
Thank you.
I think you have a hit there. And I wanted to ask you this, Rachel. Just tell us some of the people behind the scenes of Wonky Tonk, and where can my audience listen to your latest single online?
So Jeff Copeland is my producer, and he just absolutely murders it every time. And he did such a great job as always. God, he played every instrument on this song except drums and pedal steel. And you guys could check it out, rachellipsky.com. You can go to all the social media sites and find me, all the streaming services. If you could add this song to your playlist, save it to your library, it really helps a lot. Give me a follow, and I appreciate you listening.
It's such a positive, upbeat song.
Thank you. That's what we like.
I like all your music, but this song, I think you got a hit here.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, put you on the spot here. I think we talked about this in February. Any plans for a vinyl album or another album you're going to be releasing in the future?
I am. I do need to put together a CD of a bunch of the songs that I don't have a physical copy of. But I hadn't thought about. I know I have thought about doing a vinyl, but I should definitely think about doing that for sure, because there is a need for it.
And we have somebody watching, Creatives Unboxed. He loves the song. He loves the piano. And he also mentions here it has a Southern gospel country vibe to it.
Oh, that's right. It does. I didn't think about it that way. That's great.
And yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to your next single coming out, in the end of July, August?
I would say August, September.
That'll come by quick enough, believe me.
Well, it's already June. Crazy.
Oh, by the way, the person that's watching Creative Unboxes, her name is Shantae, and she's a musician currently in Los Angeles, California, and she's going to be on my show on Sunday, June 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you
Can't
so
wait.
much, Shantae, for coming on as well. And I've been lucky. I've had so many musicians from your country and even in Canada on my show as well.
Love it. It's so awesome. Such an honor to be here.
One thing about music, and you know this too, Rachel, it's not just one city or one state. It's music is international.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you don't have to understand the lyrics to feel the heartbeat of a song.
Absolutely. And how many songs have you recorded now? I think I have you down for 10 or 11.
I think, gosh, I'm trying. There might, there might be. That's right. Because we do have the original Bones and then a Bones remix, and then a couple other ones as well. So, yeah, it's like not every song I've recorded I've released. If it didn't turn out right, I'm not putting it out. But yeah, about 12, I would say.
You mentioned this earlier in our show too. It's important to get feedback, but honest feedback, because if people don't tell you or are honest with you, and this goes for any career, how can you get improve or get better?
Yes, absolutely. And you always want to put your best foot forward. I know for like the past couple of years, it's been a thing to just put out music no matter what, just as long as you're putting out music all the time. But um, the people that I know that have done that have really done themselves a disservice. It should be quality over quantity. And that's how I've always believed it to be. And, you always want to put your best foot forward no matter what.
Absolutely. And you know what? You just said that was quality over quantity. And that's what I'm doing with my show. At one point, I was doing 5, 6 shows a week, and somebody was noticing it wasn't as good. So now I'm doing 2 to 3 quality shows a week instead of doing 5 or 6. And that, what you just said there, that applies to anyone that's going into any careers.
Absolutely. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with waiting to make sure it's the right things.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask you about when you recorded your song. Do you have your own recording studio again, or do you have to rent them out?
So my producer has his own studio in his house. And then prior to working with Jeff, I worked with Shane Barrett, and we did rent out studios. And so, it's like you just always want to be ready to go, always be practicing because time is money.
Absolutely. And when you do your practicing and stuff like that, what is it normally? A couple hours, or just depends?
I'd say 90 minutes to 2 hours, 5 to 6 days a week. Yeah.
And for your vocals, again, I guess it's a lot of what, tea and water?
Yeah, I'm not a huge tea fan.
Okay.
I love just water, or like warm water is my favorite, because cold can actually close up your vocals and make them tight. So I love warm water, but it also hydrates you better too. So,
Hey, Rachel, are you okay for 5 more minutes? A couple more quick questions?
oh yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, I wanted to ask you this as well. Do you have any more live performances coming up? We've already talked about Cedar Point. And are any of your upcoming shows live going to be live streamed for those or who are unable to attend due to distance or whatever?
I don't live stream my shows. I should start doing that. But at the end of this month, we're playing a festival in Reedy, West Virginia.
On my birthday,
And
Saturday,
oh
June
yes,
29th. Saturday,
yes.
June 29th.
It'll be your birthday celebration. And the next weekend after that, we are going to be at Carowinds theme park over 4th of July weekend. So July 5th through the 6th, we'll be there. I just got my Bluebird date for this year. It's going to be July 24th. It's a Wednesday. We'll be at the Bluebird Cafe. Gosh, I'm going to be in Kansas at a honky tonk called Guitars and Cadillacs at the end of October. I'm playing a gala in Colorado at the end of September. And that is a ticketed event. And gosh, I'm trying to think what else. That's all I have for now, besides the Cedar.
You have a very busy summer ahead of you.
Yes, I'm excited. I love it.
Do you know what part of Kansas that you were playing at?
It'll be Kansas City, like
Okay.
Overton Park area.
Okay. I just had a job offer in the state of Kansas, but I turned it down for now because it's about 2,200 miles from me where I am now, and I want something a little bit closer. But I would like to get out there again. And Kansas City and Missouri, I have been there before, and it's amazing.
Oh yes, yeah, it's really fun. Really great barbecue.
They love their music, and yeah, you mentioned barbecued food too.
Yes.
Do you have any more baseball games lined up, or are you just doing exclusively the Nashville Sounds games?
I don't have any baseball games lined up. I'm always submitting for stuff like that, and I've started. Right now is the time. May typically is the time to submit for NFL. So I put feelers out there, hoping to get some more baseball and football games coming up. So we'll see.
And next year you should try the Nashville Predators, because I know how hockey's taken off in Nashville.
Oh yes, it's a big deal here for sure.
Have you been to a Predators game yet?
Many times. I
You
love
like
it.
You love it,
Yes.
eh? It's fast paced.
Yes. It is.
Definitely. All right, and I do this with all my guests now. What are some fun facts about Rachel Lipsky, and some of your favorite cities you've performed at in your career so far?
Well, I just want to talk about Armed Forces Entertainment. I've been on 7 tours with them overseas, entertaining our troops all over the world, Afghanistan, Kuwait, Bahrain, tons more in the Middle East, Djibouti, Africa, tons in Eastern Europe, Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, Romania, Bulgaria, Slovakia, Kosovo, Spain, Portugal. One of my biggest things in the world is giving back to our men and women in uniform. I love it so much. Hoping to get many more tours to come. And it's hard to pick one place really to that I've absolutely loved, because there's so just everywhere in the States, everywhere in the world, there's amazing places to visit and be. And so many people love music, and that's amazing. Just being able to bring music to anybody, anywhere. Fun facts. I mean, I love hiking, camping. I don't get to cook very often, so baking especially, I love doing it. I have a 2.5-year-old golden retriever. She's so much fun to hang out and play with.
What's her name?
Her name is Aspen.
Aspen. Oh, I think you told me that before. Dogs are number. Anyone that likes dogs or has dogs has to be a good person.
Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, she's the best. And gosh, I love playing my Super Nintendo. I still have it from when I was young.
Wow,
I love it. Yeah.
You're gonna laugh at me. I'm old school. I remember our Atari.
Oh yes,
Back in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, so I'm dating myself.
That's okay. I love it. That's awesome.
That was a fun time back then in the 70s and 80s.
Oh, that's great.
Now, in your future songs, do you have any more that are kind of inspired by 90s music as well?
So, nothing that has been recorded yet. The next song to come out will actually be a ballad.
Okay.
Which will be different for me. Yeah.
Well, you have an open invite to come back on my show again in the future.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Now, this is a new segment before I wrap this up. It's called Ask the Host a Question. Do you have a question for me?
What is your favorite part about doing these shows?
like I told my guest last night, Maria Perry, who's a book author, I would say the storytelling aspect of it. Just listening to my guests, learning from my guests, but the storytelling aspect.
I love it. That's awesome.
And I love connecting with people. I can connect with people that I've just met in person. Like when I'm on a train to Toronto or I'm at a sporting event, I always run into people and I just have that ability to connect with people.
That's great. People are awesome. I really love people too.
Because unfortunately, we always hear about the bad apples and the negative stuff, but there's a lot of good people out there too as well.
That's right. Yeah.
And I wouldn't have met you and a lot of wonderful guests if I didn't start this 4.5 years ago.
Yes, it's amazing.
And
You're
I'm becoming,
kicking booty.
and I love my classic rock music, 70s and 80s and Motown music, but I'm starting to become more of a new country music fan. And I just like your music, man. It's just down to earth and it's just positive and upbeat.
Thank you so much. That is such a huge compliment. Thank you.
And you're so passionate, and I can tell how much you love doing the music industry.
Yes, it's what I was born to do.
And I think I was born to talk. Hey, believe it or not, the first 4 years I was alive, I didn't talk at all, and my parents were worried about me. And now, 48 years later, nobody can shut me up because I just love talking, but listening to as well is just as important.
Oh yeah, no, you have a great understanding of that. You could tell.
Absolutely. And finally, where can my audience follow you, Rachel, on social media, your website, and just mention a little bit about your merchandise on your website too?
Yeah, so I have a t-shirt and a long sleeve shirt for Wonky Tonk. You guys could check it out, rachellipsky.com. Go to the shopping cart icon. You can also go to rachellipsky.bigcartel.com. I've got t-shirts for Ready Set Whiskey, Black Magic, so many fun things. The original Leave the Night Burning Skull. I do have albums for sale, patches. You know, reach out to me for autograph 5x7 cards. And I've got some vintage posters as well. Those are $10 each. I've got 3 different kinds. And rachellipsky.com, all the social media websites, all the streaming platforms. Facebook is the only one that is at Rachel Lipsky Music. Everything else is at Rachel Lipsky.
Any thoughts about joining Cameo as well? Doing personal videos for your fans?
Oh, that's a good question. I haven't thought about doing that, but I should do that.
I actually got accepted and I was shocked, but I'm even on Cameo now too.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
So yeah. So I just thought it's just another avenue for you too, to if somebody wants like a personalized video message from you as well, because that's kind of very popular right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's great.
All right, Rachel. And before we go, do you have any other performances or shows this week, or weekend coming up?
Not this weekend, but it is CMA Fest here in Nashville. So it's going to be very, very busy. I'll be out and about, walking around, and come say hello.
Is it a whole weekend event or just a one-day event?
It's a whole weekend event. Typically starts Wednesday and lasts through Sunday.
How many people do they normally get there, approximately?
Hundreds of thousands.
Wow.
So many people come in to attend this event. It's amazing.
And finally, what do you like about it the most?
It's really great to see a lot of the up and comers, and also the people that have, made it. And you get all of that. You get tons of free music everywhere. Most everybody's in town doing surprise appearances. It's really great. Fan club parties.
And for those people that are watching or listening that have never been to Nashville, Tennessee, why would you tell them why? I was going to reword this. For those who have never been to Nashville, Tennessee, why should they consider coming out there?
There's a lot of history here in this city. It is, country music capital, but not just country. Kings of Leon are from Franklin, Tennessee. Kesha is from Franklin. There's so many. Katy Perry, she's from around here, and
I did not know that.
Yeah, so much music here. It's really a music city, and but there's also a lot of other things to do. Andrew Jackson's home is in Hermitage, not too far away. All the museums, Hall of Fames. There's really a lot to see here and enjoy.
Well,
Good food.
definitely, and I like good food and good drink and good music, so I'm definitely
Yeah.
gonna try to get out to Nashville, Tennessee one day, and hopefully we'll connect with you in July at Cedar Point. Fingers crossed. It's only a 6.5 hour drive for me, but we'll see how it goes with my schedule. And Rachel, I want to say thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule to come on our show today on WQEE 99.1 FM. And I just want to say continued success in your music career. And you got yourself a hit in Wonky Tonk, and I really appreciate you doing this for us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
And just give me a little bit of time, and I will send you the audio, video, and I'll cut up some reels and clips. I've learned how to edit video, and I will do that for your social media pages as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rachel, and make sure you give Aspen a treat or two and a pet for me.
Absolutely will.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed season 8, episode 17, overall 403 of Live with CDP Sports Talk with my guest today, Rachel Lipsky, a Nashville recording artist, and she just released her latest song, Wonky Tonk, on May 31st. It's on all live streaming platforms, on Apple iTunes, Spotify, etc. So check out Wonky Tonk by Rachel Lipsky as well. And she's also has a nice list on Spotify too. She has 10 songs there as well. And her other song she just released a few months ago was I Don't Give a. And then she's also released Black Magic, Bones, Dancing in the Neon, which is an album of hers in 2017. Ready, Set, Wesky, Wonky Tonk, which we just brought about today, which is a 90s type inspiration song. She's also released Ho Ho Hold Down, a Christmas type song. I Feel a Sin Coming On, Bad Girl Barbie, and a Red Knee Kid as well. But again, thank you to Rachel Lipsky for coming on today as well. And also, guys, I have some more news. The next Live with CDP Sports Talk, sponsored by BarryCullen.com, will be on Saturday, June 8th at 3 p.m. Eastern with my guest, Denise Winkleman, a comedian in Los Angeles, California, and a former fitness model, screenwriter, and pro wrestler. So I'm excited to have Denise Winkleman on for the first time this Saturday, June 8th at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 on the West Coast as well. If you're looking for your forever friend and pet, check out the Cambridge and District Humane Society at 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, Ontario, 519-623-7722, or you can visit their website at cambridgehumanesociety.org if you're looking for your forever friend. All their profiles and information are there. And also, guys, the Cambridge District Humane Society is doing a monthly 50-50 draw. You can get your tickets again at cambridgehumanesociety.org or drop by the office at 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge. And I will be back there tomorrow volunteering as a dog walker. And it's just a great feeling to help out with our homeless friends. And they do a great job. The staff do of caring for all the cats, dogs, bunny, rabbits, pets down there as well. Live with CDP Sports Talk, again, is a weekly sports and entertainment talk show hosted by Chris Palme. Yours truly is on weeknights from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern on WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, the home of Southern sports and talk, the heartbeat of Atlanta. Our radio station's website is WQEEFM.radio12345.com. And make sure you check out Live with CDP Sports Talk tonight at 8 o'clock on WQEE 99.1 FM. Live with CDP Sports Talk is live streamed on these platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter /X, Twitch, LinkedIn, and now available on Instagram. Follow me there at Chris Palme on Instagram, and you can watch Live with CDP Sports Talk there as well. And also, guys, again, check out my Cameo. Cameo.com if you're looking for a personalized video message from me, pep talk, birthday wishes, or you want to ask me questions about my radio career. All proceeds from the Cameo video will go to my radio and media work. So again, check out Chris Palme on Cameo.com and book your video with me today. Also, I have my own official website, beacons.ai/Chris D. Palme. That's beacons.ai/Chris D. Palme. All my digital media work, social media sites, and previous radio shows are on that website as well. Live with CDP Sports Talk, again, is sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out barrycullen.com for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, or give them a call at 519-824-0210, or email them at info@barrycullen.com. Speaking of Barry Cullen Chevrolet, try out, if you're looking to go electric, try out the first ever all-electric Equinox EV. It can go 0 to 96 kilometers an hour in 5.9 seconds, up to 513 kilometer range, and you can get an 8-year, 160,000 kilometer warranty with the electric Equinox EV. Again, more details at barrycullen.com. But again, up to 513 kilometers in range, 0 to 96 kilometers in 5.9 seconds, and that 8-year, 160 kilometer warranty as well. And speaking of Barry Cullen Chevrolet, they are the #1 GM electric dealer in Ontario as well. And Barry Cullen Chevrolet is family run and operated here in Guelph since 1969. Guys, you can also follow me on TikTok at Live with CDP. I post a lot of content on TikTok, player interviews, coaches interviews, and reels from all my previous shows as well. And I want to say thank you to my 2,200 followers on TikTok as well. StreamYard is the official live stream provider of Live with CDP Sports Talk. If you're into webinars or podcasting, check out StreamYard.com. They have basic free plans, professional plans, which I'm on right now, and they also have plans for businesses. For businesses that do a lot of webinars, podcasting, live streaming, etc., check out StreamYard.com and contact the sales department for pricing as well. And I've been with StreamYard now for 3.5 years, going on 4 years, and I'm quite happy with their product as well. Live with CDP Sports Talk, an entertainment talk show. The audio version is available on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify for podcasters, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Spotify, Castbox, LinkedIn, Pandora, Tuned In, and YouTube Music. Just to let you guys know, as of June 23rd, Live with CDP Sports Talk will no longer be on Google Podcasts, as Google Podcasts is going to be no more. So Live with CDP Sports Talk is now available on YouTube Music. So make sure you check me out on YouTube Music, Live with CDP Sports Talk, and hit that subscribe notification as well. And also, I want to say thank you to my 337 subscribers on my YouTube channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, check out Chris Palme, Live with CDP Sports Talk. Hit that subscribe notification and like to my videos. And I have, I think, just under 1,300 videos there. So I post a lot of content on YouTube. And I want to say thank you to the people, 337 plus subscribers to my YouTube channel as well. Finally, you guys, you can email or text Live with CDP Sports Talk at cpalme19@gmail.com, or text the show at 519-820-7188. Any comments, questions, suggestions, feedback, good or bad, would be greatly appreciated for Live with CDP Sports Talk. And as for the NBA Finals, they don't start until Thursday, June 6th. Game 1, Dallas and Boston. And the Stanley Cup Finals, Game 1 will start, I believe, Saturday, June 8th, 8 p.m. as the Edmonton Oilers take on the Florida Panthers as well. And that's about it, guys. I want to say thank you again to my guest, Rachel Lipsky, her second appearance on Live with CDP Talk Show, for coming on today. She's a Nashville recording artist And again, she just released her latest single, A Wonky Tonk, on May 31st. And if you're a big fan of Rachel Lipsky's, or you're a fan of going to Cedar Park Amusement Park in Sandusky, Ohio, which is about 6.5 hours from Southern Ontario, and Cedar Point is about an hour from Cleveland, an hour from Toledo. It's amazing there. It's probably one of the best amusement parks in North America. And Rachel Lipsky will be playing at Cedar Point July 15th, 21st. So if you want to go there for rides, water rides, roller coasters, and want to go there for good music, check out Rachel Lipsky there July 15th to the 21st as well. And I want to say thank you again to Barry Cullen Chevrolet for sponsoring this show, and WQEE 99.1 FM. I hope everybody has a great afternoon, great weekend. I will be back in Toronto on Sunday, June 9th at 7 o'clock for the Argonauts home opener against those British Columbia Lions. Get tickets at argonauts.ca, or you can watch the game on TSN, 7 o'clock kickoff, or listen to it with Mike Hogan and Ben Grant on TSN 1050 a.m. at 7 o'clock. I think their pregame is about 6:15, 6:30 approximately as well. But the start of the CFL season starts Thursday night game, Friday, Saturday, and then the Argos BC Lions home opener on Sunday at 7 o'clock. And some other news, guys. The Argo Bounce live audio show, which is during the Argonauts and CFL season with my co-host Nick Small and myself, will return Tuesday, June 11th, 7 o'clock, as Nick and I will break down the Argos game against the BC Lions, hopefully a win. And we're working on a guest for that game, for that day as well. So mark that in your calendars. Tuesday, June 11th, 7 p.m. Eastern at Argo Bounce, Season 3, Episode 1 with Nick Small and myself. And hopefully Nick and I can break down an Argo win against the BC Lions. And we will have a special guest on too that follows the Canadian Football League and the Toronto Argonauts as well. Again, guys, before we wrap this up, next live with CDP Sports Talk, brought to you by BarryCullen.com, this Saturday, June 8th, 3 p.m. Eastern, with special guest comedian Denise Winkleman from Los Angeles, California. Have a great afternoon, great rest of the week, and we'll see you back here Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock for another edition of Live with CDP Sports Talk.